I've analyzed Obi-Wan's entire career and have come to the conclusion that this man is a GOAT. Now, there are a lot of factors that make a Jedi great, but I focused in on 3 of the most important ones. Okay, so let's look at number 1, moral integrity. It's not just about how well they can use the Force or swing a lightsaber. It's about having this rock solid commitment to doing what is right, no matter what. This guy absolutely nailed it in every part of his life. From day 1 as a Padawan, he was all about duty and compassion. He was super loyal to the Jedi Code, but he never let that get in the way of doing what was truly right. When Anakin turned into Darth Vader, Obi-Wan still couldn't bring himself to strike him down because deep down he knew there was still some good in him. And when it came to looking after Luke Skywalker in exile, Obi-Wan didn't think twice. He always put others first, always looking out for the greater good, even if it meant pushing aside his own feelings. One of the biggest tests of Obi-Wan's integrity had to be when he lost Duchess Satine Kryze, the love of his life, to none other than Darth Maul, the same guy who killed his master, Qui-Gon Jinn. Can you imagine? Obi-Wan was devastated, but he didn't give in to his anger or revenge. Instead, he stayed true to the Jedi way, choosing mercy over hatred, even when everything in him must have been screaming for payback. In a galaxy that was literally falling apart, with wars, betrayals, and the dark side wreaking havoc, Obi-Wan was like a shining beacon of hope. No matter how tough things got, his integrity never wavered. That's what helped him survive the fall of the Jedi Order, the betrayal of his best friend, and all the insane pressures the galaxy threw at him. Alright, let's dive into number 2. Lightsaber combat. We all know the lightsaber is more than just a weapon. It's a symbol of a Jedi's connection to the Force, and mastering it is no small feat. And when it comes to lightsaber skills, Obi-Wan Kenobi is in a league of his own. Obi-Wan's journey as a lightsaber duelist is seriously impressive. He started out using Form 4, Ataru, just like his master Qui-Gon Jinn, a flashy, acrobatic style that's all about agility and offense. But as Obi-Wan faced tougher opponents, he realized he needed something different. So he switched gears and focused on mastering Form 3, Sarisu, a defensive style that's all about tight, controlled movements. And here's the thing, Obi-Wan didn't just get good at Sarisu, he became the master of it. One of the best examples of Obi-Wan's brilliance in a lightsaber combat is his duel with Count Dooku in Revenge of the Sith. At first, Dooku thought he had Obi-Wan figured out, especially when he saw him using Form 4, which Dooku knew all too well from training Qui-Gon. But Obi-Wan was playing the long game. When he switched to Form 3, Dooku's confidence took a nosedive. The novelization even says that Dooku got scared, realizing he might actually lose his life to Obi-Wan. That's how powerful Obi-Wan's mastery of Sarisu was. And let's not forget his final showdown with Darth Maul on Tatooine. Maul was out for revenge and tried to use the same move that he killed Qui-Gon years earlier, but Obi-Wan had done his homework. He saw it coming and, in one swift move, ended Maul's life, finally bringing closure to their long-standing rivalry. This wasn't just about winning a fight, it was about Obi-Wan's ability to learn, adapt, and outsmart an enemy who had once taken everything from him. Now when it came to face General Grievous on Utapau, the Jedi Council knew exactly who to send. They picked Obi-Wan because they knew he was the only Jedi with the skill, experience, and cool-headedness to take on a monster like Grievous. And he delivered. Grievous, with his 4 lightsabers and deadly precision, had taken down countless Jedi, but Obi-Wan remained calm and focused. His mastery of Sarisu allowed him to outmaneuver Grievous's relentless attacks, turning what could have been a massacre into a masterclass in Jedi combat. But the real emotional weight comes with Obi-Wan's battles against Anakin Skywalker. First on Mustafar, where the 2 brothers and friends clashed in a tragic battle. Anakin, driven by the dark side, threw everything he had at Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan's mastery of Sarisu held strong. This duel wasn't just about skill, it was about Obi-Wan's ability to stay true to the Jedi way, even when faced with the unimaginable task of stopping his best friend. When Obi-Wan gained the high ground and ended the fight, it wasn't a victory to celebrate, it was a heart-wrenching necessity that left him forever changed. And the story didn't end there. 10 years later, Obi-Wan faced Anakin again, now fully transformed into Darth Vader. This time, it was a battle between the past and the present. Even after a decade of isolation, Obi-Wan held his own against the Dark Lord. While the fight ended in a stalemate, it showed that Obi-Wan's strength of character fear hadn't faded one bit. He still believed in the light, even when facing the darkness that his former apprentice had become. Obi-Wan's journey as a lightsaber duelist isn't just about his incredible skill, it's about his resilience, his ability to adapt, and his unwavering commitment to the Jedi way no matter what the cost. And now, let's get into the final piece of the puzzle, the understanding of the Force. The Force isn't just some kind of magic trick or a weapon to be wielded, it's the very essence of life in the galaxy, holding everything together. A Jedi's real power comes from their connection to the Force, and few understand this better than Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan's connection to the Force was on a whole other level. Sure, he could use it to do all the cool stuff like boosting his agility or guiding his lightsaber strikes, but it was his deep spiritual understanding of the Force that really set him apart. This wasn't something that happened overnight. It took years of experience, reflection, and personal growth for Obi-Wan to truly get what the Force was all about. One of the most impressive things about Obi-Wan was his ability to stay calm and centered, no matter how chaotic things got. Whether he was in the middle of a battle or dealing with intense emotional moments, Obi-Wan could always find peace in the Force. This ability to keep his cool and think clearly is what made him such a successful warrior and mentor. But here's where it gets really interesting. Obi-Wan's understanding of the Force didn't stop with his physical life. Thanks to his training with Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan learned how to become one with the Force even after death. This wasn't just a party trick. It showed how deeply connected he was to the Force and his commitment to fighting for the light no matter what. As a Force ghost, he continued to guide and mentor Luke Skywalker, ensuring that the knowledge and wisdom of the Jedi lived on. And you know what else made Obi-Wan special? He embodied true balance within the Force. The Jedi were supposed to be compassionate and loving, but over time they got scared of attachments, thinking they'd lead to the dark side. But Obi-Wan knew better. He understood the real balance meant embracing those qualities, not running away from them. Obi-Wan formed deep attachments, not just with Anakin and his master Qui-Gon, but also with Duchess Satine Kryze. These relationships weren't weaknesses. They shaped who he was as a Jedi, and even when he lost all three, Obi-Wan didn't fall into darkness. Instead, he used his grief to strengthen his connection to the Force, proving that the Jedi's fear of attachment was flawed. Obi-Wan showed that you can love, experience loss, and still stay true to the light. But this is my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, feel free to let me know in the comments below.